What is up, everyone? Cheers and good evening. Welcome to the debrief. I don't know if that's what we're going to call it, but I just thought about that 2 seconds before hitting the record button. So I post every Tuesday at 10 a.m. and they're vlogs. I try and sprinkle some content in there that has some meaning and some weight behind it that adds true value. And I know a lot of you come here for education, mostly about the airlines. Some come here for a sense of entertainment. And I want to be all those encumbered into one channel. And I want to be myself, more importantly. And that's what I continue to try and be. And I want to just double down and really hone in more on adding as much value as possible to each one of your lives. So once a week, we're going to make a video like this. You can call it a mini podcast, whatever it is. It's going to be me just sitting down, being raw with you guys. No fancy edits, no edits really at all. Maybe I will throw these questions that you guys asked up so you guys can get credit for them. And yeah, I just screenshotted, I don't know, 5 or 7 questions here. I haven't really gone through and thought about any responses, but that's the whole point. I just want you guys to get a real response from me. It could be state of the airlines. It could be business related. It could be what it's like having a dog, relationships while being a pilot, you name it. Anything and everything under the sun is fair game. So I'll be posting these Q&As on my Instagram for you guys to submit questions and then posting the video itself on this YouTube channel. I don't know what day I'm going to post. I think honestly today is Monday and I might just post this evening. It's currently 5:06 p.m. and I might just edit and post this today. But like I said, I just want to add as much value to y'all's lives as humanly possible because I know a lot of you do come here for value, for education, for entertainment, whatever it might be. I hope these videos can help you in some way. So we've got our Atlas hydration here. We upgraded to a fancy wine glass for this video. So let's get right into the questions. First one is, are aviation universities worth it? Think about transferring to do Part 141 instead of 61. It's a great question. That's actually exactly what I did. I transferred from Part 61 to Part 141. And I got, as you asked, I went to an aviation university, but before I was going to a real small mom and pop flight school, which was great. It was Part 61. However, not everyone needs a degree, wants a degree. And as you guys know, a lot of airlines are currently dropping their bachelor degree requirements. However, I will say that I think getting a degree along with your ratings, especially in the aviation field, can do nothing but help you. In the sense of, for me, I don't like physics. I don't like math as much. And if I can find a class like I did at Embry-Riddle that is physics, but it's more tailored to be around aviation and the problems that we're solving are related to airplanes and such, that is a lot more attention grabbing for me than just regular cars moving at this speed and a scooter is moving at the opposite speed. What is their collision time? I don't know. I'm not good at physics. But anyways, I think it's really great. I had some classes on FOI, Fundamentals of Instruction, which is great. Helped me get my CFI, instrument rating, turbines, aerodynamics, all that was really cool and it was very intriguing for me. So I think doing that was phenomenal. Also, I'm more of a structured human being. I just like more structure in my life. In Part 61, you kind of jump around, which is nice in some aspects, but a lot of the times being able to skip ahead in the index and see what's coming up in the week ahead is very nice, and you can plan more methodically about that. So for me personally, I think it was great. However, it's not for everyone. I totally get that. And in fact, in a lot of circumstances, I think going the non-educational route and not even getting a degree is better for some people. I preach about seniority all the time and getting your ratings and getting to the airline as quick as possible. I still believe that to be very much true. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on 141 verse 61. Let's see then. And if you guys, first of all, if you guys enjoyed this style videos, smash the thumbs up button. I know I say that a lot, but it's genuinely a really good analytic to look at from a creator standpoint, because we see that you guys are engaging and actually like that content. It's not, yeah, of course it helps videos perform well in the YouTube algorithm. I think, I don't know, I would imagine, but it's a good way to see like, okay, these topics do really well. This sit down format does really well. Yeah, so on and so forth. But, and if you guys have questions, I might, I post this Q&A on my Instagram to get questions for submission, but then I'm going to post this here on YouTube. I don't know what day or anything like that. But yeah, Tuesday, 10 a.m. So we'll always be the same. And then we will always be posting like these mini pod debriefs, whatever you want to call. Next is, what are the next steps for Atlas? It's a great question. So for anyone that doesn't know, I launched this electrolyte business called Atlas Hydration. It's just a better for you supplement. I implemented this every single day. We've been working on it for almost 2 years, and it's finally here. It is the best electrolyte supplement powder. They come in these sachets right here. Each box is 20 sachets. I'm not making this a sales video, but anyways, it's 890 milligrams of electrolytes, vitamin B6, B12, vitamin C. It's got everything you need right here every morning. This is the first thing I drink. And tonight, because I hit the gym really hard and I had a really good run, I'm doubling down and having some more Atlas right here. And because of this video, we're making it fancy in a wine glass. But to your question, what is the next steps? I want to just scale this. I'm bootstrapping this myself. Rachel helps me out as well, but this is kind of a one-man show. I do have a fulfillment center that's taking care of each and every one of y'all's orders. The feedback has been unreal. Strawberry lemonade, we just went with one flavor from the very start, just because I had to order so many units. The minimum order quantity was very high just for one flavor. And it's just a passion of mine. I know how immensely dehydrated so many people are, including myself, prior to implementing electrolytes every single morning. Brain fog went away. Significant increase in energy. I just felt better because I didn't realize how dehydrated my body was, especially being an airline pilot, being up in the dry atmosphere of the airplane all the time. It was horrible. So life is way better with Atlas. I'll continue to scale this, grow this, make the best product I possibly can for each and every single one of you. The next launch, we're going to be doing 3 flavors. So I'm very excited about that. Stay tuned for that. If you guys want to try it out, it'll be the first link in the description. That's the plans for Atlas. Just continue to make the best hydration product there is out there. And I want to go more in depth into the business side of things with Atlas. I really do. So if you guys are interested in that, maybe let me know in the comments, and I'll make a whole video on that. These questions are all open. Whatever you guys want, business, my investments, I'm here to talk about it to help you. I'm 31. And I feel like I've done a decent amount of stuff in these 31 years, some wins, some fails, and anything that I can do to teach you guys something. I know I have some 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds in here that, I definitely looked for people for guidance, for advice whenever I'm trying to go to college or maybe set up my future, and I'm an entrepreneur and I want to do this. What should I do? So that's hopefully what these little mini pods will be about. Have you ever felt superficial being an IG influencer / model, or do you ever hesitate to post? Wow. This is a really good question. Have you ever felt superficial? Yes, of course. Absolutely. Instagram, at the end of the day, the majority of it is all wins. It's highlights of your life. And yeah, everyone goes through lows, peaks, valleys, ebbs and flows. Life's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's really not. I've had some tough times. I've had some great times, and I try and not show the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. I try and give you guys as much as I possibly can about what my day-to-day life looks like. And I know sometimes I don't do the best in that regard, but I really am trying. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to drag you guys through the mud that I'm also in, but anything that I can learn from that and continue to be a better person, I will. You're always going to get the naysayers and the haters on social media. That's just what happens when it's inevitable. When you put yourself out there for the world to judge you and ridicule you. Wow, that was a hard word. It's just going to happen. So I continue to just be the best person that I can every day. And there are things that I don't post on social media because I know it'll be portrayed in such a bad light. You know, I don't want to be, I'll give you guys an example. I just had a really, really cool trip, and I had a friend that I was able to ride around on a private jet with and jump around Europe in. And it was a really sick experience. Of course, I couldn't afford to ride around in this Gulf Stream, but I didn't want to post it either because I didn't want to be portrayed as like, yeah, I don't know. Some things just don't feel right. I want to share my accomplishments with you guys, especially because so much of it has happened because of each and every one of you and your support on whether it's with Atlas or it's with just viewing this video, subscribing, smashing the thumbs up button, commenting, sharing stuff, always engaging on Instagram, all that stuff. You guys have no idea how much that means to me, and two, how much it enables me to do some of these amazing things. Like, if I didn't start social media, I don't know if I would have had the liquidity to fund and start Atlas, which has been something I've been wanting to do for like 3 or 4 years, ever since I've had Flight Apparel, and we closed that down 2 years ago. I started working with Atlas right away. So definitely hesitate to post sometimes, of course. And I know a lot of the times it can be, I don't know, maybe not even misconstrued. Maybe it is, maybe rightfully so. I do deserve some of the backlash and whatnot that comes with certain things, but I try and be the best person I can for each and every one of you. I know, I meet a lot of you in public walking around, and you tell me how much I've helped you, and it's still unfathomable for me. Like truly, it's insane. And it's a big honor for me to like truly have that, me be a part of y'all's lives in that regard. So I'll continue to be the best role model that I can be in that sense, and be the best person that I can be. So there's that question. That was a long-winded question. While we are 14 minutes into this, we are just rolling. How do you manage your time with profession, digital creator, and traveling the world? I preach about seniority all the time. And because I've gotten so insanely lucky when it comes to getting hired at the right time at the airlines, truly just luck, timing of the market, my seniority has escalated immensely, and it's given me the ability to manipulate my schedule and have really good seniority and get the days off that I almost always want, get my schedule whenever I want, and whatever schedule I do get, typically most of the time, more junior pilots want that. So if I post it for drop, a lot of pilots will pick that schedule up. So I can manage my time that way. Of course, at the end of the day, being an airline pilot it's my number one thing. First and foremost, it's my favorite thing in the world. A lot of the times I pick up flying just because I miss it. Maybe I drop my schedule for the month because I thought I was going to be slam packed, 6 days a week, and I really wasn't going to have any time to fly. But then I'm halfway through the month. I'm like, damn, I really miss flying. So then I'll pick up a bunch of flying. So that's how I kind of manage my flying aspect. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I want to be more transparent with you guys and want to tell you guys everything and help you guys as much as possible. I mentioned how I'm really structured. I also have an assistant that helps me with that. I've had her for some time now, and she's phenomenal. She helps me with a lot of things, especially minute tasks and stuff that she can execute. And I've brought her onto the Atlas side of things, but she was definitely there to help just manage different things, especially on the social media side, because a lot of people do content creation and being an influencer full time. And with me doing that and running my investments and now Atlas and being an airline pilot, it's a lot of balls to juggle. And she just, took a couple of those balls out of the air and manages some of that stuff and really helps me in that regard. So, yeah, she's a big thing that helps me, manage my time. Let's see. Tips for applying to the airlines during the slow hiring time. This is a great question because right now we're kind of seeing a little pump of the brakes for the hiring side of things. I think right now what you can focus on when maybe it's not just a pulse check at the regionals, meaning they're not just saying if you have a pulse and obviously you check all the boxes, you have all your ratings, you have a clean record, like all this, but it was more, I think like in 2016, was it in 2016 when I got hired, the interviews were more on the easier side of things for sure. I think right now, maybe you're going to see some more competitiveness. And I think the best thing that you could do is build your resume, network and build your resume. I think rubbing elbows with as many people in the industry as possible, reach out to them on Instagram, whether that's me or other pilot influencers or just pilots on Instagram or social media or LinkedIn, or going to Sun and Fun, going to these events and just meeting these people. You don't have to go there just to hopefully get a job that day, but go shake hands, drop off a resume, let them know who you are, look them in the eye, tell them why you have interest in XYZ airline, and tell them why you think, you can add value to that company and how you as a person and you as a human and how you align with their values and why you think you would be a great fit there. So I think building your resume, getting involved in the community is really big. So yeah, that's kind of my tip right now for getting hired at the airlines is just keep flying. That's another thing. Yeah, I'm glad I just remembered that. Keep flying. They want to see you continuously updating your resume. Don't just be like, oh, I met the 1,500 hour requirement. I'm there. My resume submitted. There's 1,500 hours, and I have the cross country, I have the night, I have the multi-engine. I won't update my resume. Definitely update your resume as much as you possibly can, and just keep flying. Don't get rusty. Keep your skills sharp. I know it's expensive, but if you can get out in an airplane a couple times a month and just keep that scan alive and keep updating your resume. Let's see. Advice for someone who quit flight training but is thinking about going back. Feel very lost. This is a tricky question. We're going to need a sip of electrolytes for this. If you're feeling lost, I understand burnout. I've preached about burnout and how burnout is a real thing and how burnout can definitely push people away from even their passions and things that they love. But if you feel very lost, I think it's kind of something that you need to reflect internally. And why do you feel lost? What pushed you away from flying? Why'd you quit training in the first place? I don't know all these variables that went into you quitting flight training, but I think, Bella, what are you doing? She's just sleeping back here. I think some things that that you could consider is aviation really what you want to do? What are you getting into the career for? Make sure, I talk about this all the time, and I really preach about it. Make sure you're getting into aviation for all the right reasons and not the wrong reasons, like the money or the sexy flight benefits. I think it has to be a culmination of all these things. And the first and foremost thing should be just your love for aviation and your passion for flying. So I think you need to reflect inward. And yeah, I wish I could help with that question a little more. But yeah, that's all I got. I think, what is that? 2, 4, 6 questions. We're at 20 minutes. That's like a mini pod, right? Like a quarter pod. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I have no idea how this is going to be received. So I hope it helps. I just answered only 6 of y'all's questions and thousands of people will watch this video. So hopefully I picked some questions that a lot of other people have, and it will help a wide variety of you all. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to. We're going to be doing these once a week on top of the Tuesdays at 10 a.m. vlogs. Hope you guys are enjoying those. I see that y'all really liked last week's. It means a lot, all the support on that. And snag some Alice if you want, or not. I don't know. It's free shipping right now for any order 2 or more. So there you go. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.